I'm finishing up the forever promised video tonight. Sorry, family interferes, but didn't want to overwhelm with information. After watching Heather Fitzgerald's new video, link will be included, you need to watch it. I decided to share these clips with certain issues that need to be addressed first. It will help you understand some of the questions I have in the video I'm finishing up. Heather Fitzgerald's video covers everything that happened in the beginning of the case with the gag order and how it applies to the G's and their lawyer. Many don't know all of the details because we didn't find it important at the beginning of the case. Considering some of their recent actions and now deleted comments on their GoFundMe, everyone should be questioning this. Everyone should be wondering about what Heather Fitzgerald points out. Shannon Gray's practice specializes in the harm social media causes kids. What is he doing on this case? Remember this? What gag order? I'm only reading this first part of the screenshot so you can hear the entire thing. The issue is where it gives out details of the crime that have never been made public, which they're not supposed to be doing. Heather's video goes over this information very well. They are walking a fine line here, as well as with other recent actions. The judge made it clear that they are a party to the case and will likely be called to testify. Their lawyer was instructed to advise his clients regarding their actions and that the case is not to be tried in the media. That's already been accomplished over the past 2 years, I'd say, with the help of mainstream media like News Nation and even certain YouTubers to this day. If expert witnesses were to share the kind of information being shared, they'd be in serious trouble with the court. Moving on to review the post and the obvious questions it brings as to how the accused could spend so much time with one victim, with such a limited amount of total time. The GoFundMe goal to $75,000 because so many people jumped in to help that it's already reached its first goal. Maybe I will raise it to 1 million, who cares? I honestly do not understand why all of these people have a problem with them getting any amount of money. The only thing I can think of is that they are jealous. I'm guessing people just don't have enough to do in their lives than to worry about families of murder victims getting money. When you can barely wake up every morning, even 2 years later, because you have to think about your beautiful daughter being choked, punched, and stabbed to death in bed. In my opinion, you should be able to retire, never have to work again, and spend every day getting therapy and spending time with your remaining loved ones, just to stay healthy and alive. No one is forced to donate anything. It's not like they're getting victims' compensation from our tax dollars or anything, so again, why do you care? I am good friends with the Goncalves family. Kaylee was a big part of our lives for so many years. Any of the other families that have friends that want to start one for this, I would donate to all of them. Most likely, those other families just don't want to face the backlash of all of these hard-hearted people who sit around bashing a murder victim's family for a GoFundMe that their friend started. Okay, ready? Unleash the haters' comments. And the next comment. If your child was choked, bludgeoned and stabbed to death, you might dress up like that and say the same thing. You never know. Again, what gag order? Reading the post from the G family page first. Could you please share what the Idaho Victims Advocate has done, or not done, for you and your family? It's very concerning if they are not providing your family with financial assistance to attend the trial, as that is a major part of what they should be doing, and if they are not, this needs to be addressed immediately. Response. They are not doing anything for us. Point blank, nothing. Do you really think the Victims Advocate Fund is refusing to help for no reason? I won't speculate too far into what the reasons for that could be. But I will ask you, who exactly do you think News Nation's source has been this whole time? Plenty of their interviews or reports from someone close to the investigation seem to coincide with the family not being happy because they weren't being told enough. Think about it, News Nation has at least one source in common with several YouTubers, some who have cooperated with them, some who have not since the beginning of the case. My next video touches on some of Heather Fitzgerald's other thoughts originating in a different video. I'll also share its link. It shows the path for the G's potential suit against social media platforms related to tracking capabilities. Everyone has access to numerous social media platforms, which have various forms of tracking that can be used for free. There have been prior attempts, but nothing this big that could potentially be connected. There have also been clues pointing to this the whole way, which Heather lays out perfectly. Correction to previous recording, I meant to say potential suit against big tech giants and social media platforms, which are the same thing in many cases. This video of Heather Fitzgerald's explains a lot and helps you understand many of the confusing situations occurring almost daily and why. If you're trying to figure out this case, this is part of it that you can't miss. It helps explain some motivations but also leads to more questions, as does most information we receive in this case. It's important to understand as we look back on the next article I'll be sharing. If you have problems reading her videos, which she makes very easy to read, you can use the screen reader on your phone or computer, Google how to use it if you don't know how, or you can install the Cider AI extension or sidebar, which can summarize the video for you. You can also read the transcript. She uses many media clips to make her points, so she's very easy to follow. I only mention this for the people who asked about making my videos with audio. When you think of all of the weird situations surrounding this family, would you ever think they would change the details of the actual story of what happened to their daughter? What would make any parent do something like this? We all know they tracked the timeline down themselves during those first days, right? They absolutely knew that Kaylee and Maddie got home at 1:56 a.m., right? They said they saw them. They even said they took the dog out and locked the door. Did everything right. Heard that a lot. They likely did. But is this on video? Did they actually see it?
We do have a pretty tight timeline on Kaylee and Maddie, and it is close to what they are posting, but it is a difference, and that difference actually could be huge. I mean, it could be, it could not be, but 145, 159, so there is, and we have corroborated with my phone records, Kaylee's phone records, the driver that was driving them around, kind of referring to the whole group arriving approximately 1:45. I believe that maybe Ethan and Xana, and I don't know, may have gotten home around that time. And then the girls, obviously 1:59-ish is shortly after, so they're just kind of grouping that the group arrived home around 1:45-ish.
Her family defended the department's investigation, but they did express concerns about what police haven't been able to tell them. And we're unsure why police aren't using the information they've provided, which they say is based on concrete evidence. They also had a message for the killer.
Turn yourself in. Stop all this. Let us mourn our children, and we can't when we know this person is out there. You know who did it. You know who you are.
They confirmed 1:59 a.m. the same way they confirmed the 1:56 a.m. they're so sure of now. Funny, I don't remember this correction. It's strange they changed it to the exact time screaming is heard on the Linda Lane footage, which everyone assumes is Kaylee and Maddie getting home. Coincidence? How many can there possibly be in one case? Why would they do that? Intentionally send us down rabbit holes like this and tell us to stop the conspiracies at the same time? I've heard SG leak the Linda Lane videos, have you? We'll likely never know the truth. He's also said to have leaked the still shot with the pumpkins on the porch, but I didn't receive it, so I don't know anything factually. What do you make of this? Heather Fitzgerald's videos helped me consider a possibility I hadn't recognized. There are still plenty more to explore. I'm still struggling with it, to be honest. This may be something some people don't want to hear, but I'm just showing facts when I hear something contradictory. That's not attacking, it's clarifying, for anyone who has a problem with it. I say this because I've already been called a liar once for sharing this information in comments. I don't say anything is fact unless I can show receipts. As everyone should. I've recently listened to a creator whom this family speaks to and/or through. According to them, Kaylee moved out of 1122 because she was so frightened of her stalker. We heard the prosecution deny the fact that Brian stalked anyone. From my understanding, they believe the prosecutor is using the legal definition of stalking, in which the victim must know they're being stalked. They think there is some sort of confusion over whether Kaylee knew or not, and the prosecution doesn't realize she did. Or maybe BK was working with someone else who did the stalking. They're basically waiting for any explanation to clarify this, since they believe it's true and the reason she moved. This is how little they've told the families, still. We know it went back and forth in the beginning on whether or not Kaylee had a stalker. Other creators found the original interview of Olivia saying there definitely was one. Then there was the interview with the vape shop guy. Then the two guys trying to pick her up at the store were cleared. So how did it become Kaylee moved because she was afraid of this unknown stalker?
Rumors, but nothing from the police.
And I'll say I think a lot of those rumors do stem from all of the vagueness, and it's human nature to want answers. It's human nature to kind of put forth a theory so that you can even comprehend it in your brain. And so I think that's how we're getting all of some of these really, really off the wall theories, and some of these theories like Kaylee had a stalker, that even we're sitting here scratching our head saying, no, it couldn't be. If it was, it would be news to us.
How did they come to that conclusion? It's not why she told them she moved, or at all. The prosecutor denied stalking in open court. Does anyone know what's being alleged in this case? Ellie and the prosecution didn't even know upon arrest. These are just a couple of clips I wanted to share before the next video to address these issues. I have plenty more, but want you to understand the lens I'm reading the next article through and why I'm asking certain questions. The next video isn't about this family or just one victim. I'm not attacking anyone, just trying to get to the truth. Difficult to do when so many blatant contradictions come from the same people. Back to final edits on my other video. It's not even 45 minutes long, but I keep finding tidbits of info to add when I look up simple things. Some should be added, others can wait. I have to finish by tomorrow and it's close. If you haven't watched Heather Fitzgerald's videos yet, you have 2 videos to watch until it's ready.